is he going to give us the signal to tell us? So we're live.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Guess what? I have a co-commentator this time.
Hello. Yeah, I was listening this morning and was like, okay, this could be fun.
And Rebecca is currently at work, if anyone asks.
My laptop is in front of me, so I'm working.
She's not wrong. It is in front of her, and she's jiggling her mouse. And here we go. We are starting here. Bree Weldon, who is curling out of Denver. Yay, Bree! With the first shot for Siggins here. Johnson has already thrown their first and drew into the house. And Bree has taken that out with reds first. So, Siggins red with hammer and Johnson yellow. Oh, I said that. Nope, that's right.
That is right. Should we do team rundown?
You go for it.
All right, so we've got Team Johnson out of Alaska. Skip by Jonathan Johnson. Vice, Erica Blake. Second, Devin McDowell. Lead, Jeanette Smith.
And then here we go, Team Siggins. We have Skip, Mike Siggins, Vice, Claire Blasky. Sure. And second, Sean Franey out of Denver. Yay. And lead, Bree Weldon out of Denver. Yay. And here we go with our next shot here. Teams Johnson took out that red in the house, and we got a clear house for Bree's second rock.
Yeah, they definitely would have wanted to stuck that hit, and so gave Team Siggins the free draw, and they're electing to go to the wings. You know, teams are just getting onto the ice. They did have their practice and the draw to the buttons, and so, hey, delayed guard, that's a fantastic strategy out there. Looks like Team Johnson does want to go ahead and bring the play back to the center, though. So far, both teams are kind of following the traditional setup. You know, without hammer, you play to the center. With hammer, you play to the wings. Carving it over, trying to hit center. Great sweep there. What's your favorite shot to throw in curling?
Oh, I can tell you my least favorite would be a inside to outside hit for my first shot. I don't like hits for my first shot. I don't like outside for my first shot.
I think I've been enjoying playing lead recently since, the past couple seasons, and so I would say, like, that in-turn center draw, in-turn to the center.
I really much prefer the ridiculous, triple run back, 12-foot run back. When that works, that's my favorite.
Oh, that's everyone's favorite. Team Siggins tried to draw behind their guard and ended up just a little bit short, so Team Johnson is going to take it out. It is the only stone, touching paint right now.
Ooh, made contact and got it out of the rings, but Siggins didn't stick. Johnson didn't stick. I had it backwards. Johnson didn't stick.
I think, that even though it's not in the ring, I think I do have to go advantage Team Siggins at the moment there. Hammer, double corner.
Especially because there's only one single center guard right now, which Sean is about to try and remove.
Yeah.
Definitely making contact. Got a little low, maybe? Oh, nope. Staying right on center. Not ideal, but not bad. It'd be better to get a little bit of a corner roll there, though, since Siggins has hammer.
Team Johnson drawing behind the center guard, playing to the middle. I would think if they make it, maybe we'll see the guard being ran back or freezing to it. But I would say maybe the raise would be the better shot. Carving it in, trying to tuck it behind cover. Nicely done. It is maybe a third exposed. There we go. Mike signaling for the run back.
Looks close. Thinks she's got it.
Ooh.
Makes contact but doesn't stick.
Yeah, raise double.
At this point, I'm calling a blank.
Oh, I definitely think so. I mean, you got the hitting ability and Team Siggins. 2 home ice players here. Plus, Sean's one of our regular ice makers, too.
Though, not one of the ice makers for this. I don't know when we last flooded.
I actually was here for the last flood, and we
great.
flooded Sunday night.
Great.
Ooh, gotta hold that line. Careful. Okay. So drawing behind, it
Go
is.
deep.
Yep.
Almost out. Definitely wide open, though. So I'm still saying advantage Siggins on this. But I'm still... Oh, nope. I was going to say I might be calling a blank, but we're going for 2. Might as well try once more.
I mean, look at the guards that he has to go wrap around.
Yeah, he's got some good guards, and it's only the second shot for Vice, so still 2 more shots here for Siggins.
Me? Mm-hmm. Oh. I was worried about talking too loudly on the mic. Come on, Sean.
Sean sweeping, trying to carve it in there.
Gotta get under cover.
And, ooh, pretty well covered there. Nice shot. Nice shot by Claire. Vice on Team Siggins.
Does leave something for Team Johnson to draw to and do that perfect freeze. I would say the perfect freeze and that perfect hit and roll are 2 of the hardest shots here in curling in general. Just the precision that is needed. But at this level, we'd hope they make it.
Which would you rather have to do? Perfect freeze or perfect hit and roll?
Perfect freeze. I like my draw weight more than my hit weight these days.
My draw weight's generally better than my hit weight, but if I have to be absolutely, I don't know.
So you play more
it
than
depends.
me too.
Who's sweeping for me?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, if I can just like steal let's see. Let me watch a few sweepers here. If I can steal a Lance and Josh over on sheet D there on opposing teams, but both Colorado curlers. If I could steal them,
Draw every day.
Draw every day.
Mm-hmm. It's looking close. They got to sweep that there. There's a good chance. They did come up a bit short, leaving Siggins with the chance to make the perfect freeze himself. He might have to take a little bit wider line and throw just a little bit more weight in order to, get probably top button. I would think that would be a good one, except, you might have to be worried about potentially hitting the double, but it does seem like, the red that's back 4 would jam on the yellow, so I don't know if Team Johnson would consider a double if he does line it up. So, Mike Siggins throwing his first skip stone. We got Sean on it right away.
Oh, yeah, I would also take him as one of my sweepers to get my draw to where it needs to be.
Absolutely. But you know what? The Gaddies. They came here from Phoenix as well, and they themselves are so good with the precision on their measure, the judgment of the weight. I saw them officiate when I was officiating at Playdowns. I was quite impressed. They started the same year that I did, or maybe the year after I did down in Phoenix, and now we're up here. So Siggins coming up short, but still shot. So Team Johnson does have a chance to go ahead and put one on the lid and set up a potential steal. Sweepers aren't touching it, so it might be close. The vice is calling for line. Sweepers are saying it's too heavy. Careful, it looks like it might jam on that front red one. Ooh. So Siggins is still sitting shot, and the Team Johnson has 2 in the top 4 foot, and Siggins would then go ahead and have another draw where he just has to go full 4 foot. So they're taking eights at just outside the 12, and so let's see how much curl that we have here. I would say, like, in leagues night, we've got a good 4.5. I know that they're
Definitely, but I would say
they want more for nationals, don't they?
Yeah, and I would say the last couple weeks actually of league night, we were definitely getting a little bit more than that. It was a little uneven. Some sides were 4, and the other side would be 6. But I would say we've been getting closer to 6. Or 5, maybe 5 this week on Sheet B. But earlier today, going back the opposite direction, we had a lot of trouble with line calls.
Knifing it in. Come on, don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Nice sweep. Doesn't quite get it in there, though. Looks like red gets 1.
Just the 1.
1 for Siggins.
Yeah.
1-0 Siggins after 1. Let me check in and see if we have updates on other games yet. Looks like we have 1-0 McMullen over Brundage after 1. And still waiting for our other 2 games to finish their first ends. But Siggins up 1-0 over Johnson so far.
So great force with Team Johnson going ahead and forcing Siggins to take a wider line on his draw for his skip stones for 2. So while we're in our between end break, if you are in the Denver area or you're coming down to the curling club, right now there is a survey that people can go ahead and fill out that will support the club by a fundraiser of $3 a survey for everyone who completes it. And I've done it, and it was like 30 seconds, and it's the collection, and I think the topic is vaccines.
Yeah, it's just a few questions over whether or not you have gotten a COVID or flu vaccine recently. It's completely anonymous. All it asks is your zip code, your age range, and whether or not you're vaccinated, pretty much, just to help collect some data. It's sponsored by Coaching It Up. Is that right?
I think so.
Coaching It Up, I think that is what it's called. They're running a vaccine clinic here for us, and that's pretty awesome. But Unfortunately, unfortunately, I cannot make use of this awesome opportunity because I am already vaccinated.
I did get my vaccines as well earlier this year.
Though I will say, I also have gotten the flu while vaccinated. This is going off topic. Anyway, back to curling. We have...
Siggins went heavy on their first stone, and Team Johnson has got a really well-placed corner guard right now. And Mike just signaled for Bree to throw center top 4.
So Siggins trying to put a couple in the house and maybe try to get Johnson to chase them since Siggins is up 1 and wouldn't mind playing a bit of a hitting trade-off game to force Johnson to 1 or blank perhaps.
Finish on the sheet is so nice today. So Bree puts it pretty much where Mike asks, and Team Johnson goes ahead and signals for the hit and roll, and kind of played right into Mike's hand. And we'll see if they can get the perfect roll under the guard so that Team Johnson has their guard and one in the house under cover. Looks like it's lining up to be a nose hit. Does jam on the back one. And I would say yellow is sitting shot for the moment. Mike did just go ahead and signal for the hit and roll from Sean. So checking the score on Curling Zone, it does look like on sheet A, Team Jurgensen, oh gosh, I hope I say that right, got 2 in the first over Team Roth. So on our sheet, we did get the hit and stick, and so leaves Team Johnson the opportunity again to try for the perfect hit and roll. Sheet D did wrap up their end, and it looks like Falco took 2. Yellow did get the hit and roll. It did stick around, but not undercover. So Mike's going to go to the wings and try and hit and roll undercover himself. That was quite a bit extension there. But I do know that Sean has a slower slide out and then does his weight with his extension. Line was beautiful. Only a little bit of roll, but Siggins is sitting 2. Drawing under, it's starting to curl. Weight looks really good. Except Mike is there ready to go ahead and sweep it back. So it does end up full back 12, leaving Team Siggins sitting 1. Claire's here to go ahead and hopefully draw top 8 under the guard so that Team Siggins sits 2 and sets up their force. Sweeper calling top 12. A little lighter than what Mike asked for. 14.5, you just heard Mike say. So that is the hog line value for when the stone crosses the first hog line to when it ends up going and crossing the second hog line. And that's a great measurement to see how quickly the ice is going, because you're not taking into account the player's delivery style, and it's a fixed range. So now Team Johnson goes ahead and is going to draw and follow him down. We see Devin hard on that sweep. He's going to have to go hard to try and get past that guard. It's looking really tight. Let's see. Does he get it? Ooh. So he does go ahead and wick the guard over, but does end up in a decent result because he went and sat on shot rock. Mike's asking for the peel. Maybe we get lucky and we see that double there. One out, then for the double, but mission accomplished because he did ask for peel, and peel generally means hit the stone and roll out.
Same shot.
Skip signaled that the delivery was a little bit outside, so that gives the feedback to the sweepers that line is wide, and so hopefully we go ahead and get a success. We do see that it is light and it overcurled. It moved the stones around in the house, but Team Siggins is still sitting 2. Mike has to go ahead and figure out where to draw to in order to not set up any kind of triple or double and be able to have momentum swing back to Team Johnson, since momentum right now is on Team Siggins' side.
Just normal. Over here.
Mike with his first skip stoned is hoping to go ahead and draw top 8. Bree is signaling for them to not sweep it and just let it go on its own. It's curling really nicely from what I see, but it probably might be back house. And if they did get lucky and it froze and bounced off that yellow. So Team Siggins is sitting 3, but Team Johnson does have the opportunity to score because majority of the 8-foot, 4-foot in center is wide open. I've had Skips go ahead and explain that the top front of the house is the control zone and the back is kind of just a bunch of junk for catchers. So neither team really has control of control zone. So scoring is still possible. And maybe we go ahead and see our Skips deuce here. Sweepers are on it. Does look like it's got good momentum. They got to keep going on it so that hopefully that stops in the front of the tee. Nope. Does look like it is going to go back of the house. It's too close to tell who is shot. I do see that maybe they signaled that red is shot, and so Mike is going to go ahead and draw down to it in order to go and resume sitting 2. Maybe they get lucky and can move it around to sit 3 and present the force for Team Johnson. I do like that Team Johnson elected to throw the draw on his first one, so now he will know ahead what needs to get adjusted for his next skip stone and hammer the end. Okay, so we just heard Sean say top 4, top 8, so they're not going to completely freeze to it, but it is in a nice place, and it does shrink the scoring zone down. Does look like the skip was looking at the hit and roll and then went to the draw. I love the draw of the button shot right now. It's wide open. It's early in the game. Now's the time you want the skipper to get their draw weight dialed in. He does have a pretty good wide open zone in order to go ahead and tie this game up. Looks like over on sheet C, the score was posted where Team Brundage tied it up, and so it's 1-1 in the Brundage-McMullen game. Hammer is gone here. Sweeper's on it. Starting to clean. Weight looks good. Just clean and walk it in. Don't let it die. So it did curl quite a bit. And stops in time to get their 1. We see our sponsors are up on the screen right now. We got the Neal Group, and for Merrill, a Bank of America company, Little Richie's, a New York Pizza and Pasta, and of course the Chris Moore Legacy Fund, supporting young curlers. So Team Johnson lead, Jeanette Smith, goes ahead and puts up the pretty center guard. But it did overcurl a little bit and did not end up on the center line. The no tick rule says that they could go ahead and tick that out of the like tick it to the side, but it would still have to stay in play because of the free guard zone rule. But Bree is just going to go ahead and do the in-turn draw around behind the guard.
Room. Tons of room. Whoa, easy. Go back here.
It is heavy for her first one, so they're bringing it back 8.
If on this side, that's fine.
Ends up back 12. You could say that they are trying to go ahead and set up the Johnny B3 where you go ahead and you draw back 8 and then you've got a couple in the top of the house in order to get your 3 on the board. We'll see how the end goes because it's a little early to go ahead and start setting that up. Jeanette goes and delivers a stone, and the sweepers say it's a bit heavy. I'm not sure it's going to stop top 4 like the skipper would like, but it is curling really nicely. She goes and curls it under the guard, and looks like Mike will finish it so that it's the perfect freeze.
This is fully. I think we're going right here.
Siggins is going to go ahead and draw down to it. Sweepers are cleaning it, so that must mean that, the weight's really, really close, and, it is still kind of waiting for that break path right now. So now Sean's going to go and clean and prep that path so that it goes right to it. And that freeze was made. Well done, Bree, swept by Claire and Sean. So our Alaskan skipper goes and asks for the freeze. We're shrinking down the scoring zone here. And so we might have to see, that guard being ran in and blow up the pile, or some sort of, I don't know if there's anything to do other than run the guard and blow it up if he makes this freeze. That actually is more an advantage, I think, for Team Siggins than Team Johnson right now, because Team Siggins is sitting shot and that perfect lineup of freezes is broken up. So Sean is going to go ahead and draw top 4. Weight looks all there. And now we've seen that right there where it breaks and it curls in, and he goes and freezes to the back one. Taps it and moves it around, but that 4-foot's wide open for both teams to go ahead and take it over. Calling for the hit. We got to go ahead and hold that line. Oh no, get it past the guard. It does tick off on the guard and splits 2 corner guards. Team Siggins with the hammer is certainly enjoying that so that they can go ahead and draw behind.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I don't don't know where the feedback's from, but I hope they fixed it. So, Team Siggins for sure sitting 2, not sure if they're sitting 3. And Team Johnson is going ahead and making a decision. I like this one. Freeze 2 shot stone. So the goal would be to shrink the scoring area and put on the force and try and, keep the crooked numbers off the scoreboard, right? I do see an update posted on sheet D where Team Sobering got 1 point, and so going into the third, Team Falco is still up 2-1. And so on our feature game right now, Team Johnson did go ahead and take over Shot Rock and are sitting 1. And there's a bunch of junk behind it, so it would be pretty tough to cleanly peel it out in order to have the things behind it come into play. Mike's contemplating how to go ahead and make things work, and it looks like he just decided upon the draw 2 Shot Rock. Maybe tap it back and let them sit 2, maybe 3. There's that one in the top 8 foot on the right that we're looking at too. Sean's on the sweep. Bree's helping out, so weight must be really close, if not a little bit short. Oh no, even Mike's joining in to go ahead and clean this up, make this happen. It's a team sport and everyone does their part. Team Johnson going ahead and is signaling for the freeze. Hopefully he goes and throws the right weight and they don't overcurl. I think that may be the line that they chose for that center rock that they placed in the beginning of the end, and it did overcurl a little bit. So keepers are on it. Does look a little bit short, so keep going. Push it hard in order to get the speed. It does end up guarding it. Mike signaling that he would like for Claire to go ahead and draw 1 top 4 in order to sit 2 covered under the guard.
Oh, gotta wait on it. Gotta wait on it.
Sean's staying close. Looks like the weight is good. We're off the guard and is just drawing right in, so he's going to finish it so that they sit 2. They are pretty close together there. You might be able to go... Oh, he's signaling to go, I think, draw into it instead of, trying to double them out in order to reduce it. Yep, he wants to freeze it into between the 2 of them. He's taking more ice than the last time, which is great because that other one did end up crossing the center line, and this one we really need to stay, as we look at it, on the left side of the center line for quite a bit so that they can go freeze to the middle there.
Cheers. Hello, sorry, I am back.
We are hoping to go draw right into the two of them right now. Oh, we got to curl it over. Get off the guard. Get off the guard. Oh. So it does wreck on the guard, leaving a center guard. But we do see that Mike has taken even more ice in order to go ahead and do a draw for 3. I do think that Team Johnson has been throwing really good weight, but just have not completely mapped the ice out yet. And we've seen some over curls a little bit. We've seen, we just racked on that guard.
This is what we were seeing earlier, too. This is what I was seeing in the first draw. We just couldn't quite figure out the ice for the first few ends.
So I just refreshed Curling Zone and saw that we had a huge end on Sheet A. Team Roth scored 4 in the second to take the lead 4-2 over Team Jorgensen. And on our sheet, we see that Mike does go ahead and make the draw.
Okay, so what kind of strategy do you like playing here? Do you, in general, do you like this? Do you like this busy house, or do you go for the empty house?
I would say I like the busy house. I play, kind of skipping with newer curlers recently, and so they don't really go make those hits, so I kind of have to improvise a lot and end up with a lot of messy houses. Right now, I'd really like to see one of those guards raised into the pile. Exactly what Team Johnson's choosing to do. I'm not sure there's that much downside if he makes this raise.
Yeah, I don't think so. I just like having the comments open. Like being able to see what you all are saying in the comments for us. Also, I just had another person tell me that they didn't recognize my voice over video. This is not the first person that's told me that. Apparently, I really do put on my golf commentator voice.
I find myself doing that too, and I didn't recognize you at first either. And then I'm also worried that, I'm talking too loud because, normally I really, my voice really projects. That's an understatement if y'all know me.
You're just like Sean Murphy on the team from earlier today. Murray.
Oh,
Team Murray. They were saying
Angry Bird.
Irritated chicken.
Oh, yes, that's right. Last weekend they were Angry Bird.
Oh. Just missed the angle on that. Unfortunate outcome there.
There is another shot for him on his skip stone. Oh, nope, that was his last stone.
Yep, looks like we got one. Yep, one more here. Siggins has hammers, so Siggins currently sitting 1, 2, 3 for sure. I think that back yellow is 4.
I think, yes, I did think that they signaled that the back yellow took shot and eliminated that back 8-1. So this would be a draw for 4, which would be a huge advantage this early in the game. But the game is not over. It's only the third end. There's plenty of time for Team Johnson to recoup, readjust, talk about what they just saw the last end, and communicate and recover.
Also, don't take this for granted here. If he is inside, he could run back a yellow and something could go wrong. This isn't a straightforward shot.
Nothing is ever guaranteed in curling. It's one of the best things. We're seeing it hang right now. Claire's on it to try and get it off the guard.
Yeah, but Sean in there too to try to carry it farther. Looks like they might think it's a little light. Oh, I think it's great. Great shot
Great
there.
weight by Siggins.
I think four for Siggins. We'll double check here, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're going with. Yep.
Oh, did Bree
think
signal
so.
4 or 5?
Looks like we got.
Oh, cut it just a little short.
Okay, looks like we got. We got 4. So Siggins is up 5-1 over Johnson. Over on sheet A, Jorgensen pulled out a point. So Jorgensen is now only down by 1.
Yeah. Team Roth.
Roth is up 4-3 over Jorgensen. And still waiting for the other 2 sheets to finish their third ends here. But on to the fourth end here on our featured sheet of Siggins versus Johnson.
I think Team Jorgensen is exactly proving that just because you give up a 4 doesn't mean you're out of the game.
Yeah, they are already turning this around. They're already back in it.
And we're back. Bree goes ahead and throws her first stone. So her first stone, the last couple ends have gone back 8. I don't know if she has to go and manage a wonky stone or if there's anything else going on. But her weight is better this time. And looks like we're doing center line, top 8, kind of biting top 4.
Yep, makes perfect sense to me that they'd go in the house now that they're up 5-1. Makes, that's kind of the strategy when you get to this point. Go into the house and try to turn it into a chasing hit game or force Johnson to the outside and try to steal.
I personally like playing without hammer much better and find myself enjoying that better and kind of getting stumbled when I have hammer. It's really weird. Not the best of skips. That's a really nicely done center guard.
Corner.
Oh, you are correct. Corner guard.
That's a great corner guard there. Perfect position. Siggins is going to call Bree to put another one right on center there.
Switch.
Sweepers are on it. Does look like it might not be in the house, but we have seen that Claire and Sean can drag that stone really far. Sean's on it, looking for the finish. Oh, it goes behind the first one to go back 4. Tricky move there. So Team Johnson does have to go ahead and manage and deal with the stuff in the center so that there doesn't get too much clogged up and they can continue to go ahead and get their opportunity to score. So he's going to try that hit and roll like we saw, what was that, like this first end or something along that line. It does seem to be over curling. So they get one and roll out.
What position do you prefer to play?
I would say either lead or third.
I think that's fair. I think in a more competitive bonspiel, I would prefer lead or vice, but in some of our women's spiels here, or just more of the fun ones, I don't mind skipping, but I don't want to skip against this caliber of team.
No, I'm definitely not a competitive curler. One of my coworkers today was asking me about it because I saw him in the elevator yesterday and told him I was coming down to come volunteer, and I am definitely not one for the competition. I've, had injuries the past few seasons that I've been dealing with, and so I am a 10-year curler, so I do end up in the house playing with newbies, but I don't think I'm too strong of a curler in order to really, win a game myself without help. This one is a nice hit. They're hoping for that to get to nose. Ooh, stick around. There we go. It's a biter. I once had a team at a Bonspiel where we were the baby back biters.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Update for you over on sheet D. Team Falco out of Denver scored a couple of points, so is now up 4-1 over Team Sobering, also out of Denver. Rooting for both teams over there.
Yeah, I definitely hope that we see one of them in the finals. That would be awesome. On our feature sheet, we're going to go ahead and Sean makes the hit and roll so that Team Siggins sits 2. So
I personally enjoy when teams that have beaten me go on to win it all. And though I didn't compete in playdowns this year, last year I did have quite the battle against Team Falco, where we took them to an extra end in playdowns.
right
Yeah, okay, we also lost horribly in most of our other games, but that's not the point. But
anytime you can get a team to extra ends, that's a victory.
Exactly. And so since they beat me, it's always nice to have them be the best team, because then it makes me feel better about losing.
I do agree with that. Team Johnson did make the hit. They are going to go ahead and sitting shot stone for now, but as we know in curling, the lead of an end can go back and forth every single stone, and it's all about managing the momentum. And I think something that as a coach of the juniors, I try and go ahead and make sure that they realize staying positive and staying hopeful, and you can even win a game and come back in a game if you don't let the scoreboard dictate your body language and you don't get down upon yourself as a team.
I mean, if you give up 4 and you're down 4-0, it just means that the other team can give up 4 just as well.
Oh, I've done that too.
Haven't we all?
I think in one of my first, maybe second year curling, I started down in Phoenix where Team Siggins is from. And I was in, I think it was maybe the D event or finals. And it was my first final. I was so excited. And my team happened to be down 3, but we came back and got a 5-ender.
Oh.
Yep, we won the game. That was the first time I won an event final. I was so excited. The rollout there does go ahead and leave Team Siggins sitting 1.
Yep, we're on to Vice Stones here. I love that you have such a positive experience from one of your memories from your 5 and unders. One of my memories that is just sizzled into my brain is trying to get this in-out draw. It was the only draw path there, and I was skipping, and we needed it to win. And then I crashed, and it was on sheet A right here. I can still picture it. I think it was in the semis. I'm still traumatized.
I do have a short memory, which is a good thing and bad thing. It's hard to remember all the shots to develop an end and recall that for a post-game. But it means I don't get too hung up on the losses. Yeah. There's a lot of them.
I tend to forget most of them, but that one just stung.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Okay, it looks like we had a pretty good hit and roll there, but rolled a little bit too much, so that red in the back of the house is open. But I don't think Johnson's going to make use of it. I think they're just going to draw in probably. I don't know that they're trying to go down on it.
I think it was button top 4.
It's definitely light.
And Siggins did, without hammer, bring the play back to the center. Oh, it's light. Come on, keep going. Don't give up.
Ooh,
don't
so
give up.
close.
Don't give up.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Might be biting. Probably not going to come into play, though, but definitely something to consider, but looks like Siggins
Oh, I like Bree's suggestion of the tap.
going for the tap rather than the draw. I like that. It's a little bit safer. Well,
Hold on. But look at the reward, though. You go and you keep your guard, sit 2.
yeah, whereas to get the really good line that you need from the other side, you're gonna be close enough into that yellow that you have some fear of pushing it into the rings.
Yes, I think going on this side, you do have the 2 options. You can end with a straight draw, or you can nose the red one back. It's definitely a weight sensitive, and I really hope Mike has firmly in his head which shot he's going to do, because it's 2 different weights to accomplish the same thing.
I think they're going for the hit, but Sean did get on it pretty quickly. Oh, they're switching now, though. Sean tends to take lead on sweeping because he's a very strong sweeper, but Claire hopped in on this one.
Claire, I'm impressed with her. Look at her. Go.
Ooh, good little tap, and hey, that is second shot.
Yeah, and if Team Johnson stays on that side, they have to go out wider.
It's true. I'm just looking to see what I would do here. Let's see. Johnson has hammer.
I think I'd go in the other side so that if I'm, tight on line, I'm going and adjusting my yellow stone.
I think.
Although it is
I don't know
pretty
though, because look,
frozen.
yeah, that other side, they're right up against each other, and oof, I don't know. That freezes. I don't know which side I would do.
I do see an update on sheet C. After a blank end in the third, it looks like Team McMillan took one to be up 2-1 going into the break. Sweeper's got to watch that line because it's going to go and curl as soon as it get past the hog line. And for those who are new to curling, the hog line's that red line there.
You have to be all the way across it to be in play. Otherwise, it just gets removed. Just as if it goes past that back line in the back of the house completely, it is also removed and no longer in play. Pretty good shot there, but the weight was really good, but didn't curl quite enough, so Siggins can definitely get on top of that, and with even just a little bit extra weight to give it a little wiggle back maybe, but I think he's maybe just going for a straight freeze.
Was it the freeze or was it the hit and roll under cover? Either way, both of them are great shots, and you might be right with that ice.
With that ice, I would maybe go for a little tap here, because if he taps that back, he's sitting 3. But they do know this ice better, and even that would probably be backline ice maybe, actually, so could be good enough.
Shows that we have to start paying attention to their signals against the stone. Sean's trying to knife it over, which means he's trying to encourage the curl without adding weight.
Looks like it's a little too outside to me. Oh, going right past it.
We got a break for Team Johnson. Look at them. Hanging in there, hopefully having a shot. Now we just got to draw for 2. And that would make this a 5-3 game, and bringing Johnson right back into this. Stones away. Sweepers are saying it might be a little bit heavier. It might be close. So
last rock of the end here.
Oh, it's hanging. Hopefully,
I think that's going. That's straight through. That's nothing's happening there.
Yep.
Oh, I think I've played against her. Smith, is that Maggie? No, not Maggie.
Jeanette?
I feel like I saw her in Fargo, Blaine.
They travel quite a bit then.
I don't know.
So, with that score of 1, we are going to go 5-2 into the break. For those that don't know, at the half point of the game, teams will get a 5-minute break, which gives us all a chance to go refill our beverage, move that mouse around a little bit and pretend to work. Teams can also adjust strategy if needed.
Wow. Big end on sheet A. Roth putting up 7? Wow, Roth put up 7. Roth now up 10 to 6. Oh, okay. We adjusted a little, but still huge end there for Roth. Now up 10-3 over Jorgensen. Also, McMullen pulled out a point on sheet C. So McMullen is now up 4-1 over Brundage. And sheet D, our Colorado competition there, still waiting for the last stone to be thrown.
Yeah.
She did have 11 first, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, we are coming back here to our featured sheet and a little bit of an update here on sheet A. After those 6 points by Nina Roth, our resident Olympian here. Looks like Jorgensen has shook. Jorgensen shook.
They shook.
They shook. It was a good battle, but looks like Nina just pulled it out in the end. But we're back here on sheet B with Jeanette throwing lead, her first shot of the end. Siggins will have hammer here in the fifth.
It looks like Jeanette forgot that the ice is a little bit quicker after they run the mop at the break. And Mike just cleaning it as that rock goes through. Looks like ice for a corner guard requested for Bree. Weight looks good, just cleaning it, being prepared in case something happens. Gotta get it off center line. They are up 2, so going in the house. Up more than 2.
Up 3. Yep, going in the house makes sense. Try to, especially after Johnson's first one went through the house, because at this point Johnson has to put up some kind of guard. If they try to do a hit game, it's pretty much guaranteeing giving one or a blank to Siggins.
I think it was Steve Empt, one of our U.S. Paralympians on our national wheelchair team, who gave me the strategy of if you're up 2 or more, go into the house, but up 1 or down, start going ahead and drawing and putting up your guards. We did see that Jeanette slid a little bit deep into top 4, but it was a great adjustment and that it didn't go through. So Mike is going ahead and asking for the hit and roll. And at this point, he's up. He doesn't need rocks around. He has hammer, so he can kind of control the end. So he's just fine with eliminating rocks. Sean's knifing it over in order to get a good piece of rock in order to get the roll. Rolls right in front and corner freezes, outside corner freezes to their own stone.
Ooh, update on sheet D. Falco got some more points. Looks like Falco is now up 7-1 over Sobering. Those are both very strong teams. Kind of unusual to see that big of a swing between the two of them. They're definitely ones that if I would put them against each other 5 times, I would bet the record is 2-3.
I agree. It's just a matter of flipping the coin to figure out who's 2 and who's 3.
Yep. Who got a better night's sleep, who ate their Wheaties, who had the right amount of coffee and the right amount of cat snuggles and dog pets, and let's see, what else do these people have?
Well, only the Soberings have kids. No, there's quite a few kids on the Sobering team, actually.
Lots of kids. So then it really might be down to who gets the most sleep.
Okay. So Sean goes ahead and draws into the house. Mike wants to go and make sure it's back of the house. Team Johnson, the skipper, calling for the freeze. I do think that they need to get some rocks in a good position so that there's some jams and, may the powers be in their favor and get some breaks this end to get back in this game. Down 3 with the 5 rock rule, not the end of the world. It's only going to be the fact that there's only 4 ends left. And so ideally 2 and 2 hammers. And so we'll see. Did really well there, except there is a little bit of space between the rocks now. So we will see what Mike's plans on. I think he does just want the straight pick. If they lose their back red, that's okay too. Rocks away. Waiting for the line to curl over. Hold that line, Claire. We don't necessarily want a nose in this case. That's what happens. So as that would be the commentator's curse, maybe? Losing your own stone? Or was that a missed line claw?
Yeah, gotta go hard. Gotta go hard. Gotta go hard. Hard all the way. Hard all the way. Come on, guys. You got it. Come on. Hard. You can do it. You can do it.
Freezing to shot stone.
Little light for that. Sweepers tried to bring it in, but over curled too. So not the best outcome. That. Let's see.
But yellow
what's
is
Mike
sitting
do?
second and third shot right now, so they're not out of it yet. Mike looks like they're signaling to go hit on that stone that's kind of mid top 12, top 8. Holding that line. We don't want to nose this one.
Nope,
we do want to get a
looks
roll.
Strong. Plenty of
Does
roll.
look
Maybe
good.
Too much. Does force one of the reds out and makes it so that Siggins is now only sitting 1. I think the other red was out counting that yellow before, and they're not anymore. At least it was much closer.
Yeah.
But Johnson's going to call for a hit and roll to get away, or to get this center red off the button.
It is difficult to get 2 when you don't have a guard in play. But it's not impossible. It's curling. Anything is possible. Rocks away. Hold that line. Hold it hard. You don't want that stone to cross and jam into your own. Oh, no. Oh. Wicked it over a little bit, but spilled out, leaving Team Siggins the opportunity to take out the only yellow stone left in the house. I was rooting for you, Team Johnson. You had something going there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, especially because Siggins has hammer here, so this could turn into a big end. They're setting themselves up for potentially 3, but depending on the roll here, it could lead to an easy double for Team Johnson.
That is a good point, and I think I forgot who had hammer. They did make that hit successfully.
About halfway through the game, I can really remember everyone's names and stop looking at them. Though I did that last time, I'm pretty sure I called the same person last time.
Well, that's why I've just been saying Team Johnson. Setting up for the double. He is going to have to throw a bit of heat here in order to go and hold the line. So you saw the sweepers switch sides. What do you think they did that for?
Well, I am going to guess that we are thinking that on Team Johnson here, that Devin is probably the stronger of the sweepers. So they're putting him on the inside so that he can hold the line. That's generally going to be the more important sweeping position, especially for a hit. So let's see what happens here.
Spot on. Ooh, he came out inside, but we do have Jeanette being the cheerleader, just as important. Gotta go.
We're going to get the hit, but the roll is not what Team Johnson was hoping for. Actually going to leave it so that, yeah, it looks like Siggins is still sitting one, going back to the opportunity to potentially get 3 if they get a good cross roll or cross house roll here that would make a double hard in for the next shot.
So an update for the other sheets. I do see over on sheet C that Brundage scored 1 in the 5th end, leaving that to be a tight game, tied at 2.
Not making my brain work.
Okay, nose is fine.
Hey, do you want more approval?
Yeah.
I think this is smart. Yep, yep. Mark for a piece. Mark for a piece.
Go this way.
Yep.
Top 4, top game's good here.
It appears. I think
Oh no, I touched a button.
something.
I brought
Nope,
back.
we're good. We have a new co-commentator who I believe will say no words but may make a few noises.
Yep, we've got the precious little Alina Roth with us.
Future Olympian.
Oh, definitely takes after her mama, that's for sure.
She is watching the game pretty closely. Alina, what are your thoughts on Jonathan's shot that he's about to throw here? Do you think it's going to work?
Well, she did go ahead and reach for the microphone and has something to say, and she's definitely fascinated by it. I do think that we are going to have to go and make sure that you throw at the broom, throw the right weight.
Ooh, this looks like a pretty strong shot here. It looks like it, little outside. I think we're going to get just a, I thought we were at least going to make contact and get rid of one of them, but maybe end up with a jam. Instead, Johnson missed completely, and this gives Siggins the chance to get another 4.
Don't forget, it is curling. It's not guaranteed. I did see, I think there was a skip last night who just had to go ahead and do a regular draw to the button to get 2, but he was nervous and light. So let's see if Team Siggins, skip Mike Siggins, has his draw weight dialed in.
Sean staying close, but not sweeping. Oh, coming up to sweep now. I'm guessing this is going to be just about perfect. He's sweeping just to be careful.
Oh, yeah. Sweepers definitely want to go ahead and put this on the button for their skipper.
Ooh,
And
right
they did
on
just
the
that.
button. Great shot by Mike. Pulling out 4 for Team Siggins here in the 5th end. Great end. Siggins now up 9-2 over Johnson.
I think Miss Selena is rather interested in the setup we've got going on here. Between the microphone, the phone, the mouse, the laptop, she's very much a content little one, aren't you?
Bree getting ready to throw first here for Team Siggins.
You like one in or none? Line's good.
So what are your thoughts when you're kind of in the second half of the game and you're down like this? Do you want to play it out or do you want to get off the ice?
I think that depends how far I am in the competition. I think at this point I'm definitely throwing one more end. As you said, nothing's a given in curling. If we have a strong end, we get 4, we're right back in it. If there's one more not great end for Johnson, I think then I would shake. But especially in this kind of competition, you don't want to play all 8 ends if it's already clear that you're out of the game, because you're just going to be tiring out yourselves and your opponents.
True. This is Team Johnson's 3rd game in a 5-game round robin. There's plenty to learn. And Miss Alina, our nearly 1-year-old toddler, has discovered the mouse. Luckily, it's not to the computer that our broadcast is on.
Well, take a look.
There you go. Oh, it doesn't make lights anymore.
Stop, 8. Right on it. Where do you want to throw, 8?
The guard slides in, leaving Bree the opportunity to go hit it out.
Okay.
Right now, looks like Siggins has a pretty strong control of this game. That's great to see for them. They're currently 0-2. Oh no, they're 1-1. Siggins is 1-1 right now, I believe. So this is a really important game for them. They're definitely everyone's still in it, but they're in a really good place. And if they can keep this momentum going and win this game, they're right in it.
I think Siggins had an opening day loss to fellow clubmates, Team Murray.
Siggins won their first game.
Oh.
They pulled out a steal of 2 in the last end.
Oh.
They unfortunately lost this morning, though.
I follow everyone on social media, so I'm getting them all mixed up already. Corner guards coming up. Oh, it slid in, giving Team Siggins the opportunity.
Yep, Sean's going to go in here and make a hit and stick, putting Siggins in a really good place. They're going to have 3 in the house that are pretty spread out, making it very unlikely that Johnson would be able to double them. At this point, though, Johnson can't really afford to do any kind of doubles. Up. Sean's rolls right out of the house, but doesn't really matter. Johnson's going to be going for a hit and roll, removing this red in the center. Wait, no, I think he's just drawing under. I think he's leaving that center red for now.
Yeah, line. Take a look. Whoa, got curl. Whoa, straight. Hard, Miles. Hard, really hard, gotta go. Hard. Take it back. For a tripper. It's top 8.
We just have to get out of the house.
Yeah.
No one gives me more shit than this guy throwing right here. Whoa, lean. Yep. Okay, lean. Good.
I got you.
So Sean goes ahead and hits out the guard. It was their own color, but you want to go ahead and take it out so that you don't leave Team Johnson anything to draw under. Because like I said, it's hard to get to when their guard's in play.
Same way. Same kind of way, Gianna. Yeah, hard. Yeah, I think we're hitting, rolling. Whoa, slow now. Just wait. Stay close.
Drawing in, it's a little. Oh, it's close. Sweepers are there.
Nice, Devin.
Ooh, pretty good freeze. Angle probably wasn't quite what they were hoping for because I think Claire, yeah, she's definitely going for the takeout. Hopefully she'll keep that other red around in the house, but even if she doesn't, I don't think that Siggins is going to care too much. They have a big enough lead at this point that their main goal is just to make sure that Johnson doesn't score. Siggins doesn't really care if they score.
So, wow, fancy.
Amazing shot. Leaving that red in the house and picking out that yellow. Great shot by Claire.
Rocks away, and it looks like they are drawing in, probably hoping to get that pretty freeze again.
Yeah, all the way. Yeah.
Sweeper sweeping hard.
All the way. Line's getting good. You just got to get it there.
I would say it's top 8.
Ooh, I don't know. They're
Hard.
it's coming up a little light. I think they're going to be in the 4.
Oh,
Pretty good shot. This is one where in league night we would say great shot, but unfortunately at this level, those few inches off just aren't quite good enough. Need to be frozen right up against it, or you're going to give Claire the chance to take this out again.
yeah, and at this point, Team Siggins does not need rocks around, so if they lose that one there, just like that, they're happy.
Yep, they still have one in the house. Barely even matters for them. They just want to make sure that there aren't any guards around for Johnson to hide behind. So Siggins is just going to keep getting rid of everything as long as Johnson keeps playing.
Skip signals that there was a little bit out. Those out turns are pretty hard to have a nice crisp release, and you'll find that a lot of curlers pop those out turns. I know that I popped mine.
Hard. Line's good. Just bring it.
Is light, gotta sweep hard, carry that rock, drag it hard. Getting close. Nice weight. That was the perfect freeze that the team was looking for. Pretty quickly, Mike Siggins decides that they want to hit that out, though.
Just tighten me up a little bit.
Sorry?
Tighten me up a little bit.
Yep. More, Bailey. More, you gotta go.
Ooh, strong shot here. Removes the yellow, also removes the red, but as we said, Siggins doesn't really care about that at this point. Johnson's going to try to put one most likely on the edge of the house. It's a little bit harder to make those hits than if it's right in the center. So Johnson's going to put one on the edge of the 8-foot probably to hopefully make Siggins miss a hit. That would really be the only way that Johnson's going to get more than one at this point.
This is for tomorrow or today? Tomorrow? It was said today, but it's like, wait, wasn't it said too late? Yeah. Ooh.
Nice shot by Johnson. Ooh, looks like it might be a little heavy. Bree's there to sweep it back, but it hangs on in the back of the house there. It's going to make for a little bit of a difficult hit for Johnson. It's still wide open, but if you're a curler, you know those outside back house hits get a little more complicated. Farther out you are, chances are you don't know the ice as well. Same with as you go further back in the house. But it doesn't really matter if he hits, sticks, rolls, whatever. Bree's calling for no sweep. Sweeping now, sweeping now.
Yeah, we don't want it to overcurl.
It's
so make sure it
gonna work
sticks
perfectly.
around.
I predict a shake here. Maybe not.
So
Oh, we got one more. Just kidding. We got one more from Johnson.
So, Denver Curlers, check your email. There's a pretty awesome email out there from Dean, and he's hoping that he's incentivized enough to show up tomorrow to the 2 o'clock draw. So, Denver area curlers, go ahead and check your emails, come down, and let's show them that Denver likes to have a good time and that it's Friday afternoon and we're here to party.
And more importantly, come cheer on our curlers. We've got some amazing athletes from all over the country here who are really the best, not just in the country, but some of them in the world. You know, we have Olympians here who are competing, and everybody else who is here to compete to represent us at in Aberdeen, Scotland at the World Championship. So this really is, you know, just top athletes.
And did you know that our team representing North Dakota?
And there we go. There's the shake. And
Good curling, everyone.
Siggins has beat Johnson in this fourth draw here. Siggins over Johnson. Let's see. I'm not sure what the final score was there. Let's see what the hanging is. And Johnson gets 1 point, but great battle all around. I think Johnson really just had a few unfortunate ends. It seemed like they were kind of getting it back together there, but didn't get it back together quite soon enough. But Siggins with the win, 9-3 over Johnson.
I'm hoping that we can go over to sheet C because there's a
We
tight
sure
battle there.
can, but give me a second to figure it out.
Absolutely. And did you know that on sheet C, there's actually a younger junior team that won the playdowns to represent the right of the Dakota territories? And also on Team Brundage is 2 juniors as well. It is fantastic to see our younger curlers competing against the adults and, you know, holding their own. Team Brundage is the defending champions and went to Worlds last year. And so definitely if you're in the Denver area, tomorrow would be probably moving day and time to go ahead and come down to the Denver Curling Club and cheer on all these curlers. I would love to shout out our ice crew and our officials. They are a volunteer-run organization here, and our ice crew and our officials go ahead and put in so many long hours in order to go ahead and help make this event happen. We do see in the middle screen here that we've got sheet C in the middle, and it looks like they're lining up. It's either a hit or draw through the port. It's a tight port, though. We will see what happens. Another fun thing about this event that I love is that you get to see the families of the curlers in the warm room, and there's always little ones running around. Shots going off. Oh, we're moving granite. Ooh, I think that actually worked out, except it is one of red, it looks like, for the score. And it was a steal. So Team Brundage is up 3-2 over Team McMillan. And actually, juniors make up 6 of the 8 players on that sheet. That's amazing. We're talking with our administrator, the wonderful Matt, who's at home remoting into the system, and he got us in the center to be sheet C, and we're going to go figure out how to adjust to get the side views to be sheet C as well.
Now I just turned it on.
So this is a game from Pool A, where the lineups are Team McMullen is from the Dakota Territory with Skip Carson McMullen, Vice Gianna Johnson, second Miles Grabo, lead Bailey Vadich. Someone's going to have to go and tell me how to pronounce that so I can correct it. Sorry, Bailey. And Team Brundage, which is our current reigning champions of this event, skipped by Jed Brundage, Vice Bella Hagenbaugh, second Cameron Rittenauer, and lead May Hagenbaugh. I will say, I admit I'm a little bit biased towards the Hagenbaugh sisters. I coached them a few years ago at the USJRCA camp, and May, I think, was 9 and throwing peels. And
That's amazing.
yeah, these girls are talented, and their family is here to support them. They also are really amazing, like in other sports. I think it's basketball, volleyball, and also, academically, they're at the top of their class, and they've definitely got bright futures ahead of them. Whatever they desire, they will achieve. These girls are really great girls.
Looks like we got a really strong shot here. Right into the house, maybe a little higher, or a little harder than they wanted. I'm guessing they were going for top 8 there, but regardless, still makes it so Brundage is now sitting 3.
Team McMillan has hammer, and they're going to go ahead and try and start setting themselves up for their deuce. And at this point, I think they want to eliminate rocks just so that they don't give up a big end. I don't know a lot about the Team McMillan, but I do know that they had to go ahead and beat out.
Ooh, little tight there for little tight. We had a crash on that center guard. McMullen was trying to go into the house on top of that center red, but little tight and had a crash. So instead, Brundage is going to go for, looks like, a guard, maybe a top 12 of the house. Kind of try to get one biting, but leave, or really prevent McMullen from coming in that draw path or that hip path. Update for you on sheet D as well. Sobering has conceded. Looks like Falco pulled out another point in the 6th, and Falco has won 8-2 over Team Sobering. Good battle by both teams. Very strong curlers here in Denver, and definitely ones that I fear going up against in league night.
So we may see a little bit of change on our sheet with ice because we're having less people out there. They're going to be the final game out there, and both sides are now empty besides them. So, but I do trust the talent on the sheet in order to be able to recognize the changes.
Definitely, but it does mean that the ice will likely slow down a bit once there aren't as many bodies in the room. The room tends to cool off, just getting everybody off of the ice, and that tends to change things a bit. But as Rebecca said, these curlers know how to deal with that and are used to making those changes.
Brundage asking for the guard in order to continue their setup steal.
Only sitting 1, but since Brundage is up, he's happy with a 1 steal here.
Oh yeah, I'll steal all day.
Plus, he's got a couple more stones left still. Haven't gone to Vice Rock, or haven't gone to Skip Rocks yet. So plenty of time to put a couple more in there. Just trying to protect that center rock and make sure that McMullen doesn't go after it.
So we do have some staggered guards up front, but I think the draw path is still open for Team McMillan, and I think that's where the skip is going, and they're talking about going ahead and making sure to draw in. It is Vice's second stone for them.
So Vice Gianna getting ready to throw here. Looks like Carson is going to be calling a hit and roll, hitting their own yellow to try and roll under here. Looks like maybe he's looking at a draw too. He was indicating for both of them. Not sure what option they're going to go with.
I think a redirect's okay, but I can't imagine that's going to be their primary goal. I don't think you want to sacrifice second shot.
Yeah, they're going for a draw here, but I think he was probably just saying draw here, and if we're a little outside, they got some they got a plan B. Gianna's sliding out here.
So do you want to hear about the plan B right before you go ahead and do your shot, or do you just want one shot and that's it?
Oh, I don't know. That's tough because sometimes when you tell me the miss is short, I just throw short. But sometimes it is helpful. So
unfortunately, that happened.
I think it depends. But yep, right here, that's exactly what happened. Gianna was a little light, so crashed on that center guard, and it's made it so that Brundage sitting 1 is going to be really hard to get that one out.
Now Brundage is going ahead and is looking at the hit and roll that was the plan B before. I do think that Team McMillan would have rather had the pro side miss on that scenario being heavy instead of light. So I think their coach is definitely going to go ahead and remind them of, yes, you identified your plan B, but let's think about pro side misses.
Jed calling for the hit here on that yellow, a hit and roll in. That would be a really strong shot. Could end the game here if he gets that, and McMullen's not able to come back. Still plenty of shots left, though, as McMullen does have hammer, so they have 2 more, whereas this is the first of skip stones for Brundage.
If Jed's a little bit wide, we could see that yellow gets ticked into the center and, maybe moves the red stone. So there's still hope for Team McMillan. Rocks away. Sweepers are on it. Just one right now.
Yeah, but on it pretty hard. It looks like it's going to be good, though. Going to get a good roll in, too. Didn't fully remove it from play, but does make it so that Brundage is sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Ooh, 3?
Ooh.
3.
I would say 2 for sure.
I think
Three
the one
is
on the
likely. I don't know about 4.
I think the one on the other side of the house from that yellow is out counting it. Oh no, I think it's 4. I'm gonna go with 4.
You are a risky girl. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but if you always just
Optimism.
Go
with optimism.
one thing you learn is Vice. If you're unsure, you say, "Hey, that's my point," and if they don't concede, you measure.
Sometimes as Vice, you can go ahead and convince the other team that you're shot, even if you know that you're not. So I've had the advice of a really strong men's Canadian Vice who won the Briar, who told me that say it's yours even if you're not really sure or you think it's not, because sometimes the mind games, the other team concedes.
Chances are that doesn't happen often, but you never know. And when in doubt, measure. So let's see what we got here. McMullen going for a run back on that top yellow, I think. That's really their best
only
option here. They got to move some of those center
Come
rocks.
on. 1.
Ooh. Don't think that's the angle they wanted. It was a little too inside, so rather than getting to those that are in the 4-foot, they went more sideways. Not the worst outcome, though, because they now are much closer to those centers, and they do have hammer, but I'm willing to bet that Brundage is going to make that shot, that run back, impossible for them.
Yeah, they're going to guard this or take something out. He's setting the ice.
I think they're looking for maybe a guard. This could be a guard traditionally,
I'd
in
want
front
a
of
guard.
the house. They could also try to get one just right behind it, because then they could potentially get 3, but that ice is a lot trickier since it's a very tight draw at that point. I'm guessing they're going for a guard, and then maybe they'll I don't know. Guard? I think guard.
I add guard. I don't need to be greedy. I'm set up to steal 2. Trust your sweepers. Bella's saying, come on, sweep. I stood up and the
Coming
sweepers
into
aren't
view
doing
here. They're
anything.
staying close. Hopped on it now. Looks like they're trying to bring it in. Yeah, they're definitely going to try to take that run back away. Looks like they did a really good job of it, too.
Great weight by Judd.
McMullen's going to have to try to draw from the other side now. There is a pretty nice little pocket, but about 2 inches of space to outcount them.
Since we've gone over to the sheet, have we seen anything play on that side? I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, that's 4 or 5 stones on the other side, so it's been sitting. We do see the teams, kind of trying to clear the frost a little bit there. I can see the frost on the video, though. And by frost, we really don't mean like true frost. It's just a difference of a worn path or not a used path.
McMullen with the final throw of this end. This is Skip Carson. Front end is on it pretty soon, but it looks close to me. They're staying close. That on-off call is usually an indication that it's close, but might
I'd
be
want
a
a
little
broom
wide.
down.
Nah, I think they're out. Ooh, it's close.
That was Hammer.
It was a nice try there by McMullen. The weight was pretty close, but hung a little too far outside. So Brundage gets a steal of 2 and is now up 5-2 going into the last end. McMullen down 3, but with Hammer.
We do see the Team McMullen coach coming out for a between ends consult. I think he's going to remind them that down three is not the end of the world with the 5 rock rule. They're going to try and go for those double center guards, and they're definitely, I think the coach is, reminding them pace of play and to keep focus. It's been such a tight game, and sometimes that's like hard on the, just the mental, stability and the mental, oh gosh, what's the word? Stamina. We're all used to curling 8 to 10 ends at this level, but sometimes your emotional and mental stamina gets, worn out when there's lots of rocks in play right now. May delivers her first stone. Bella's cleaning it for her sister, making sure that stone ends up exactly where the skipper asks for it. Ooh. Trying to make sure it goes through, doesn't stick around. That was actually pretty close as far as a throw through kind of shot.
Do you think that's what did they call through the house?
I missed the call, but I know at 3 going to the last end, I would have called through the house. I don't want to give my opponents anything to go and freeze.
I agree. I think it just depends how everyone's been playing. If I'm confident in my team's hitting ability, on whether or not I want to have something in there, but regardless, definitely not. No guards, no top of the house. But Team McMullen here with what looks like it's going to be a really strong corner guard. That's exactly what they're going to need in order to get at least 3 here. If they get those 3, we will go into an extra end for a tiebreaker.
Jed calling for May to go and do center line, top 4, top button. I do hope that we see Team McMullen stick to their strategy of doing, the double center. The double corner guard, but like a double guard. Don't get lost in, Jed's plan. He wants Team McMullen to go out and hit that stone. Stick to your game plan.
Exactly. That's one thing that happens frequently, I would say, in any kind of play, but especially in league play, is skips, me included, tend to get scared when the other team puts something in the house and we end up chasing it and making that corner guard useless. But looks like McMullen is doing the right thing, hurrying around here. Sweepers are staying close, just jumped on it.
Stay close. I think it's curling really good. He wants to make sure that it's buried under cover. Beautiful draw there
I'm trying to make it so we can see it
by Lead Bailey.
I'm going to make it so we can see a little more sweeping.
Okay.
But I don't know which one I just moved.
1. You moved 1.
Yeah, I think it did.
Because remember, 2 was moving this one, 1 was moving this one. Cameron's trying that sensitive weight to just tick it out of the way. Well done by Cameron.
I'm not pressing the fucking right button. I'm done trying. Sorry, I'm trying to make it so you have a slightly better view, but don't really know what I'm doing.
It's a little early. I'm glad our viewers aren't toasty.
There we go. I just trying to make it so you can see a little bit more of their sweeping there.
We are definitely front end curlers if we want to see the sweeping.
Hey. Oh, yeah, fair.
Did you know that my screen name on Twitter is front end curler?
Hey, front end curlers are very important. They are very underappreciated, especially lead.
So we got a little tick to a freeze, and Cameron's gonna have to go through and do the exact same thing.
Yep, he's going to go for a hit. It's pretty wide open there. The only real...
Not a lot of danger
No,
at this point.
not a lot of danger, because even if he removes his own, it's okay because Brundage is up by 3.
But
So
he's-
at this point, they just want to make sure that McMullen doesn't have 3 rocks to even score with.
Cameron did the shot that you don't like, the inside out hit.
Hey,
Showing
when
us why they're Team USA at Worlds.
Yeah, why, yeah.
We're in the booth and they're on the ice.
Yeah.
I do think that Team McMillan does need to go ahead and make sure they stick around. I think he's calling the hit and roll. I may actually just go for the straight draw, though. I lost my cheat of the two team. I know. Super staying close.
Second Miles with his second rock here, I believe. Trying to come in onto those reds. Looks like he's going to be on them with a little bit of a tap. Get some movement.
Yeah, some separation.
It's not a bad shot. They definitely need some backing and some guards to make something happen. So Team McMullen definitely, they can't play straight hits here.
So Bella is going ahead and saying, okay, you got a guard. I'm taking it out because I don't want anything for you guys to be able to draw behind or hide behind.
And doesn't matter for Team Brundage if they accidentally remove their own. At this point, though, looks like Bella just removed a guard. That's okay, though. Makes it so that McMullen doesn't have anything to draw behind. It's going to make it tough for McMullen, and they're calling their timeout.
I do like that he's indicating for the freeze. I think that that's a smart move. I'm not sure how they'd end up with 3 to get to the extra end at this point. They would need, I think, all their rocks left in order to go ahead and get to, the chance for the extra.
Though you never know, everybody has bad shots. It's never a given. So, but I do have to agree. It looks like Brundage is likely going to come out with the win here. But I'm interested to see what McMullen thinks is their best chance.
I liked his first instinct of, freezing 2-shot rock, trying to maybe get to that inside so that you've got a yellow lined up in that path there. So, yellow, red, sneak one in there, and the next one, go ahead and, do a tap up so that yellow shot. Maybe give yourself a chance for 2. It's not a win, but it would end up being a tight score. And sometimes your points for, points against, as a team, going and having those tight games kind of does a little bit of a mind trick on the other teams.
It does.
Maybe you don't win the game, but you can still be an intimidating force within the field. Especially how young they are. I wonder if this team was here for our Youth Olympic Games. I don't know.
They might have been. Okay, Gianna with her first shot of this last end here.
Ooh, a little tight for the perfect shot that I was imagining, but it is a rock and play.
A little light as well, probably.
Yeah, I think probably the weight was a little more of a problem than line there.
Could have swept the line, but I think, yeah, let's see what Bella does here. But I am thinking Brundage is sitting in a pretty good position. Just remove a couple, make it. What Brundage is going to do is keep removing stones so that McMullen doesn't even have 3 to score with. And once that happens, McMullen will shake. Unless McMullen does something amazing, which with that shot right there, they have a little bit more opportunity. It only removed 1, and it didn't make a huge difference.
Draw again, buddy.
Yeah, draw for sure, but McMullen in a little bit better position than I was anticipating after that last shot.
Yeah, only removing 1 stone there was advantage for Team McMullen. They potentially could score 4 at this point, and so Team Brundage is going to be looking to have a double. Maybe Jed is going to think about clearing house on his first. I've seen him throw weight. He could definitely clearing house. Yeah.
I think that's exactly what he's about to do. He's going to throw weight and peel these, and if he gets rid of both, that'll be the game. I think if he hits them on the inside there, he can get rid of both pretty easily, and he has the peel weight to do that as well.
Yeah, Cameron's over there at the back, by the stone with May, and he did that signal of just hit everything out. Don't stick around.
Doesn't matter what sticks, just get rid of all the yellows. McMullen does have hammer here, but if they don't have 3 rocks to be able to score with, then they'll be forced to shake before the game ends.
In that case, the last end would go ahead and end up as X's, and the final score would end up 5-2. So it's all on Jed right now. Is he able to make this shot and put the game away, or are we going to keep going?
Looks pretty solid to me. Calling for a sweep, but at that speed, I would too. Oh, a little bit of a jam. Still 1 in play. This does give McMullen some opportunity because they have 1 more rock in play. So they're going to try to hit and remove this red and probably roll away from their own yellow in the hopes that they force Brundage to try and hit and miss.
Well,
unlikely, but it's what has to happen.
Hey, I didn't necessarily think the jam was there to lose one of their own. And at this point, we can go freeze into it and sit in 2. Well, they'd be sitting second and third, but it could, set up the jam for the yellow to take the red out instead of clearing out, the 2 yellows that Team Brundage was need. And so this is potentially to leave 3 in play and force the extra end. They do want the freeze.
Carson with his first shot here.
Supers are on it. We see the curls taking off. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Looks like it's going to be a really strong shot.
Nicely
now,
done.
The hope here for Team McMullen is that Jed is going to try for a hit and either completely flash or jam on that back red somehow. Doesn't seem super likely because at this point Jed just needs to remove 1 yellow and it doesn't matter if he sticks in the house.
Yes, and choosing the top yellow is the smart decision because it's not likely that he's going to go ahead and jam if he's looking to just peel it out. Whereas if he was going for the yellow that's closer to his red, it's a trickier shot.
Exactly. Jed sliding out. Sweepers are staying close, but not on it. just hopped on a little. I'd say he's got it. Yep. McMullen's already shaken before he even made contact. They saw it happening. Final score is going to be hung up here. And looks like Brundage has beat McMullen with a score of 5-2.
I think
5
it
to
would be
2.
5-2 because not
Yes.
all stones
5
were
to 2.
thrown.
So, final roundup for this matchup. Team Roth beating Team Jorgensen 10-3. Team Siggins beating Team Johnson 9-3. Team Brundage beating out Team McMullen 5-3. And Team Falco beating Team Sobering 8-2. So it's a great matchup today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning, where we'll have Team Falco versus Team Yalowicki at 9 a.m.
Oh, that'll be a good one to watch.
Yeah, that one is gonna be great. We finally get one of our
Local teams.
I finally get one of our local teams. Looking forward to that. Feel free, if you're in the Denver area, to come on down and watch. We'd love to have you.
And Denver curlers, go ahead and check your email to look for the special surprise from our USA Curling CEO, Dean Gemmell. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. It's nice when I don't just spend 2 straight hours talking to myself.
I don't know if I'll be able to make the morning dry. I have a chance to go join you in the afternoon tomorrow, though.
I'm not the afternoon tomorrow. Someone else is, I'm pretty sure. So,
I'm sure they'll do great.
yep. Well, thanks for joining us, and good curling, everyone.
Bye.